Hello, and welcome to the Brutal Iron Gym podcast, where our goal is to cut through the BS and deliver the brutal truth about topics related to health and happiness. Today's podcast is number 1351. The topic is Q&A, and the title is Brutal Iron Gym Rules. Now, one of the fun things I get to do with my job is to help other personal trainers. A personal trainer who I helped years ago is opening up his own small gym, kind of small facility gym, kind of like what we have. The Brutal Iron Gym is 3,500 square feet. It was intended to be a place where I could train my clients, but my clients could also come back on their own workouts and have an environment that supported the way I wanted them to train in the equipment that I wanted them to be able to train with. So the idea was not to have a facility that would have 10,000 plus members, more so just 100 or so. And that's actually what the gym is capped at. Our gym is capped at 100 members to make sure it doesn't get too full. And we have a good dedicated membership base. And it pays the bills, and that's all I needed to do. I don't really make any profit off the gym. I make my money doing nutritional counseling, online coaching, personal training, that kind of stuff. So the gym is basically it's a free place for me to work out and a free place for my me to train my clients, but it doesn't really make any money. Now I'm okay with that. That's the model that I chose, and I'm happy with it. It's been working well now for 11 years, so I don't have any complaints. But the trainer who used to train, he's now opened his own facility, and he kind of asked about creating a gym culture, how he could have the culture that he wanted. So in a roundabout way, what I wanted to do is read through the rules that we have for Brutal Iron Gym. A little bit of kind of chit-chat behind each rule about why I decided those were the rules, and then the overall kind of premise of what I think the culture that the rules lead to. Okay, so let's go through. This is Brutal Iron Gym rules. Number 1 is do not interrupt Rob during his own training for any reason. Whatever you need, text him or email him, and he'll respond to you later. Now, I'll read the rest of the rule here in a second, but each rule has little subsections to it. When I first opened the gym, it was because I love to work out. So I'll just make my own gym, I'll train some people, and then I'll get to work out. Sounds lovely, but didn't quite work that way. At first, people had a hard time understanding that when I was working out, it was my time. It was my own personal time. It was like if I was at home watching TV, they wouldn't drive to my house to ask me questions, right? Well, when I would work out, people would interrupt me to ask questions, and it was frustrating as hell. I even paid a year membership and went and trained at a different gym because I couldn't get people to leave me alone. And this was before I decided to just kind of take control. And what I meant by this, by that statement is, at first I was worried that if I didn't answer their questions, I wouldn't look like I was helpful. Maybe they wouldn't believe that I was there for them. They would leave and go to a different gym or go with a different trainer. Eventually what I decided was, fine, leave. I need this gym for my own mental and emotional health. I need to be able to work out without interruption. And that's not wrong for me to expect. It's not wrong for me to ask for it. Because often, if people think, well, I just want to ask them a question. Well, you're one of how many people in the next hour that are going to try to ask me a question. I remember I counted one time and 9 people interrupted me within an hour to ask small little random questions. And it's like, damn it, anyhow. This is my gym. I want to train. I built a damn gym because I love to train, not because I want to ask questions while I train. Now, that might make me sound like a jerk, and I'm sure some people don't understand that, but there are 23 other hours in the day that I'll answer questions. I do a free podcast every single day for 1,351 days because I love helping people. But I want that hour to myself. So that's why that is rule number 1. And it goes on and continues. So I'll read through that again, then read you the rest of the subsections here. Is do not interrupt Rob during his own training for any reason. Whatever you need, text him or email him, and he'll respond to you later. If the bathroom is out of paper towels, use your shirt. If it's out of toilet paper, use your sock. If someone is wanting information to join, give them a business card from up front, point to this rule, and tell them to call the number on the card. If his car is being stolen, he doesn't care. That's what his insurance is for. If the gym is on fire, don't bother telling him. He will notice. If even after reading this you do decide to interrupt him, don't start with, "I don't mean to interrupt." Because yes, you do. If you're going to be an asshole, at least be an honest one. So that's the first rule, and I'm pretty sure that kind of sets the tone. But it really is no matter what else is going on, in my life, if I don't get a chance to work out, if I don't get a chance to take care of my emotional, mental health, then this gym would not survive. So that's why it's rule number one. That's why it's the most important thing. If, it's the future of the gym. Depends on whether or not I can maintain all this stuff, and I need to work out to maintain that. Number two is no whining, complaining, or negativity. Be positive or be quiet. No one wants to hear about your spousal issues. Home issues are for the home or your shrink. No one wants to hear about your bad day. You are not special. We all have bad days. Suck it up. Unless your grandma died, unless your dog ran away, unless you have terminal cancer, just put a smile on your face and pretend to be happy, like the rest of us. And that was something where a lot of times people would come to the gym, and unfortunately there would be men who would talk negatively about their wives. Absolute bullshit. If you're a man who does that, 100% stop right now. I'll save all my cuss words because I get fired up over it. But don't degrade your wife. Don't talk negatively about your wife to other people. If you guys are having issues, talk to them about it, or get some therapy about it. But don't go to a public facility like this and trash your wife. That's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Don't do that. And then also, people come in and they're just negative about things like, "Oh, a bummer day because of this and this and this." And it just brings a bunch of negativity. People are in the gym to get the hell away from everything that's outside of the gym. When you come in here, be happy, be positive, or be quiet. But let people just kind of zone out. Let them be in their space. Let them get away from the stress of the world. If that's how you de-stress, by venting, a gym is not a place to do that. That's where therapy is, or that's where, go to a bar, go to somewhere that's social. The gym is supposed to be, you work out, you do physical stress, physical effort to deal with mental, emotional stuff. I do not believe that you should be standing around, for 10, 15 minutes between single reps on bench press or single reps in a squat rack, just bullshitting with people about the crap of life. We all know life sucks sometimes. Just deal with it somewhere else. Now, again, this is going to be my rules. It does not mean that other people have to have a gym like this. I just want to give an idea or context as to what our rules are and why they are. One of the reasons why I really do like that rule is because if you come in with a ho-hum, negative attitude, the efforts in your workout are ho-hum. They're kind of half-assed. You're going to get half-assed results. You're not going to make a ton of progress. You're going to fizzle out with going to the gym because all of your issues outside of life are not going to be solved by you bitching and whining. So nothing's going to change. You're just going to bitch and whine all the time. But as you're coming to the gym, you're not getting the full effort, like the full benefit from being here by not putting in full effort in your workouts. You're not going to be happy in the long run. You'll leave the gym. So it's better for you, it's better for everyone around you when you're in the gym, kick ass. Go after the weights, beat some stuff up, so that way you can work out some of that frustration. If you need social, aspects, that's where therapy comes in. Number 3, respect all members at all times. Treat others how you'd like to be treated. Be supportive of each other, cheer each other on, ask others how their training is going. So I do encourage people to talk. Don't talk to me, but you can talk to each other and be supportive. I don't, just because you can't complain or can't whine about things doesn't mean you can't talk. You can still talk. Just try to be supportive. Try to talk about, happy things or talk about training. Still be social if you like that aspect. Just have it be a productive, progressive, positive aspect of social. Number 4, respect the equipment. Don't bang it around. Treat it with care. Yes, it is possible to put a bar on the ground without dropping it. I've tried it, and repeatedly, over and over again, I was able to do it. So should you. Oh, and it is possible to not slam weight stacks or handles or really anything in a gym. The only thing you should be slamming is protein drinks and PRs. And that comes from people who are just lazy asses, and they would pull out our deadlift bar, and then standing straight up, they would just drop the deadlift bar onto the ground as if they couldn't, bend over 4 inches when they're about to have a whole damn workout of bending over. So that was frustrating as hell. And then people, they get, psyched up, pumped up in their headphones, and then they'll go to put like a plate onto a bar and slam the plate on, or when they go to return the plates back with other plates, they slam the whole damn machine. That just frustrates the shit out of me because I know how many thousands of dollars, all this equipment is, and somebody just slamming it around is being incredibly disrespectful, not only to me who bought the equipment and is providing the equipment, but also to everybody else, because that equipment is going to break or wear out faster, and then none of us are going to get to use it because you're an asshole and you slam everything. So that is why that is that rule. I don't know if I should have done this. I'm getting all fired up. Number 5 is return all equipment, plates, / plates exactly where they belong. Note the use of the word exactly was intentional, very intentional. So in our gym, I'm very blessed because our members are awesome people. I don't know what this list is going to maybe make it out to be, what your interpretation will be after this list. But our gym is awesome. All the 45-pound plates are on the same peg. All the 25-pound plates are on the same peg. So it's not one peg with 17 different weights on it. There's not plates leaning on equipment or laying on the ground. All the dumbbells are in the dumbbell racks. They're not halfway across the gym. Everything is very well organized in here. Even on our quote-unquote bad days, it's still pretty good. Somebody might leave a 45-pound plate on the leg press. Not the end of the world as long as they don't leave 1,000 on there. Somebody might leave a handle on one of the cable machines. In our gym, that's actually a negative. You should not leave a handle on a cable machine because that indicates that the cable machine is in use. If you take the handle off, that means it's open for anybody to use. So our gym is ridiculously organized, and I'm very, very blessed that everybody participates in that and enjoys the benefit of that. So thank you to all the members. Rule number 6, wipe off all equipment after use. No one wants to sit their sweaty ass in your ass sweat. Ass sweat is a personal thing. Keep it to yourself. So if you do get sweaty, wipe things down. And that just helps keep the environment really nice. We have spray bottles everywhere. In a 3,000 square foot gym, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 spray bottles, so it's a lot, and we have very good, very expensive cleaner in there, so it's all taken care of, it's all very clean, so I appreciate that everybody wipes it down. That just makes it really nice. Then rule number 7, if you make a mess of any kind, clean it up yourself. Your mess equals your work, especially in a gym that has chalk. For the love of God, I don't know what people do with chalk. They're doing like LeBron James warm-ups where they're just clapping their hands and spreading chalk everywhere. So thankfully in our gym that doesn't happen anymore. I kick those people out. It's just in general, if you spill protein powder or you spill a drink powder, please get a wet paper towel and wipe that up. Don't make me do it. For the first 7 years of the gym, I was running the gym, doing 50 hours a week in-person training, writing nutrition and training programs for all my clients. I was cleaning the gym, just the basic normal cleaning. I was trying to do all the financial work, bring in new equipment, look for other equipment, do social media posting. So if I had to clean up extra shit because somebody was just lazy, it drove me nuts, absolutely nuts. People in the bathrooms, if they get wash their hands, they dry their hands with a paper towel, they go to throw it in the trash can, the paper towel falls on the floor, bend your lazy ass over and pick it up and put it in the trash can. It's not the end of the world. It's going to make you a much better person in every area of your life if you don't accept that as an acceptable behavior for yourself. So these are things that not only help the gym, but they also help you just be better in other areas of life. Number 8 is ironic, I know, but number 8 is limit cursing when talking. It's unnecessary, offensive to some, and creates a negative environment. The rules list is the only exception to this rule. Yes, I'm aware of the irony. So I swear a lot, I know, and I try not to, but I get fired up, and it's just part of my normal vocabulary now. But I really don't like the F word. There's no need for that to be dropped in conversation on a regular basis. Certainly not some other words that start with other letters, and I don't want to say those because it just makes you think of them. But I'm very mindful of the language in the gym. some low-level cuss words, not that big of a deal. But like one time we had, two or three guys were talking in a corner and there was F this, F that, and I just kicked them all out. A guy used to, he was doing heavy squats and he got done one time and screamed like, F yeah. And I went over and talked to him afterwards and said, dude, that's got to go. Don't do that. And there's a bunch of other words, a bunch of other language that is just not appropriate when you're in a social setting, in my opinion. And my opinion does matter because I own the place. So, other people might feel differently. If you do, you can go somewhere else if you want. But this is the culture I want. This is the environment I want. I want it to be serious. Like you can lift, you can have fun, you can lift. But we're all here to make progress. But we're not here to make anybody feel uncomfortable. I don't want people feeling like this is, a bro gym, or that it's very intimidating for more kind of introverted or more timid type people. So I want to make sure that introverts feel welcome here as much as extroverts do. Rule number 9. Radio is first come, first serve. Ask everyone before you change it. We do have Sirius satellite radio, and people can also plug in their phones if they want. So the music, rather than me just picking what the music is and forcing that upon everybody, since we do only have 100 members, sometimes you're in the gym by yourself. So I can understand if people want to put on something, music-wise and jam out, that's great. Also, the trainers who work here, if they want to turn the volume down a little bit so they can talk to clients, that's fine. If they like certain type of music, so it's motivating but not like somebody just screaming into a microphone, I understand that. So I want to have people, have the ability to change the radio because it does so strongly influence the environment. I want them to have that availability, but I don't want people being, selfish about it. I want them to ask other people as well before they change anything. And then the rule under that rule, kind of the subsection is no crap rap, which is all rap except Sir Mix-a-Lot and Biz Markie. If you don't know that, you can look it up. But I can't stand rap music. Just the language. There's offensive language to people. It's just horrible. Horrible language, and I can't stand it. So I do not like rap being played in the gym. It does not get played if I'm in the gym. It's just ridiculously inappropriate. The language is just awful. So I really do not like rap. And then just as a funny joke, I wrote general guideline, if the singer isn't screaming in the song, it shouldn't be playing in a gym. And more so meaning like it should be like motivating music. I used to have a guy come in that would put on R&B, like slow R&B in the morning, and I was like, that's got to go. That's not going to work. Anyone who tries to lift weights to country music, you're weird. You're insane. No. So there's some music that just isn't going to get played, even though I say that it's first come, first serve. If there's rap, I will change that 100%. Number 10. This is the last rule. If notified of a violation, recognize it's for the betterment of the gym, not a personal attack. If you think you're above the rules, no worries. You won't have to abide by them because you won't be here. And especially in the early years when I had to remind people of these rules, some people would throw little hissy fits. And that was basically my way of saying, like, if you're going to act that way, you don't have to be here. Like, I don't need you to be here. That sounds so aggressive, and I do care about people. I want a great gym for great people. If you're not somebody who's going to participate in making a good environment for everyone else because you're selfish, then we don't need you here. We want a gym that is a community, not selfish people. So sometimes people have had trouble when being corrected, and this is something that I just tell them, like, hey, you can go read rule number 10, man. If you don't like it, if you're not going to change, you are welcome to go somewhere else. So our gym, for example, we don't have any contracts. There's absolutely no contract. You can cancel anytime you want, and I'll even give you a refund of your last month. So I will not bat an eye at missing a month of payments if it has that person leave and they can't talk crap about the gym and there's no leverage they have on the gym. They hooked me into a 2-year contract, then he kicked me out because I didn't put my weights away. Nope, there's no contract. I'll refund you the last month payment. But if you don't put weights away, yes, you're getting kicked out. That's the way it is. So the last thing we have written on the rules list is just a statement at the very end. And it says, a gym is only as great as its members. If each of us strives to be a great person, then we will have a great gym. And I 100% believe that. You know, you can put all the equipment in the world into a building, but that doesn't create the culture of the gym. That doesn't create the environment. That doesn't make it a great gym. A great gym comes from the people. And I believe that these rules will help people behave in the best way to create a good community, a very supportive, positive community that feels welcoming to everybody. So, those are the gym rules. That's how I kind of created the environment of Brutal Iron Gym. I took some time. I thought of 10 things that were important to me. I made the rules list, and when people join, this is what they're told that they have to follow, and this is the expectations. If they don't like it at that point, they can leave. If they agree with it, which overwhelmingly most people do, and they agree that these concepts will lead to a best gym, then we all work together to kind of reinforce it. So it's a community effort, it's a group effort, and I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate all the members that we have in our gym. We have great people, we have a great gym, and it's only because of them that we have a great gym. Cool. Well, that is the rules of Brutal Iron Gym. If you are a trainer or somebody who's wanting to create a culture for your gym, I do think setting some rules is a good idea. It'll give you kind of standards that everyone is aware of and standards that you can use to reinforce what you want. It's hard to correct people's behaviors if there's not a clear-cut standard of what their behavior should be. So create some standards, make it known to everybody, reinforce it, act on it yourself, make sure you lead by example. But I do believe that having clear-cut rules that everybody is aware of will really help you create the environment that you want. Awesome. Well, if you have any questions, if you need anything else, our email is brutalirongym@gmail.com. I appreciate everybody for listening. If you do like our podcast, please consider sharing it. The more people we share the podcast with, the more people can help. That's the whole goal. Thank you to the patrons of the podcast, people who financially support the podcast, which you can now do on our website, www.brutalirongym.com. You can do a one-time donation, monthly donation, yearly donation. I just appreciate that. If you do a donation, it really does help. We do this podcast every single day. I do an hour for it every day. It's free. And it's literally every day, even weekends. So I think it's an awesome resource for people to have and be able to send in questions, want to gain knowledge, gain information. I just think it's a really cool opportunity, and I appreciate everybody who financially supports that to help pay for the hosting costs and all the other expenses that come with it. If you like the information we share in our podcast, we also do share other information on our social media channels on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It's all under the name Brutal Iron Gym, and you can check those out for the other information that we share. If you have any questions, feedback, suggestions, anything you want to know, let us know at our email, brutalirongym@gmail.com. As always, I hope this was helpful, and thank you for listening.